Hello, hello, everybody. There's some news that just broke regarding the Lori Vallow case. Going to be a shocker, considering we've seen what she looked like yesterday. We're going to wait for people to get in here. If you can smash that like button, please. Let everyone know that we are live with this, so then we can get started on this. Hello, Cindy. Good afternoon. Just waiting for people to get in so nobody misses it. Hello, Vicky. Hey, sis. Please smash that like button so it can let everybody know that we are live, so everybody can hear this. Good afternoon, Cheshire. Linda. Hello, hello. Okay, so we got 22 people in here. If you can, I'm going to start sharing the screen, you guys. Just waiting for people to get in. Hello, Gemma, Cindy, Bonnie, Tracy. Hello, everybody coming in. We got some news here regarding Lori and Lori only. Okay, so I'm going to jump right into this. Thank you, Des, for posting those links. Hello, Leslie. If everybody can just smash that like button, please, so people know that we are live, so they get to see this also. Hello, Deborah. Okay, so this was filed just today. It's an order staying the case against Lori only. Okay, and we're going to jump into it. Dipper says, good morning, Willow. I was waiting for you to hear it from you and the explanation. Well, we're going to get into that. Good morning, Nana and Debbie. Good morning, everybody. We got some news regarding, as you can see on the screen, there's been a stay in the charges regarding Lori. We're going to jump into it, and I'm going to explain everything to you. Thank God for my sister, Darren D. Dauntless Detour. She messaged me with this. I was outside watching a scene going on out in the middle of my street. There's police and ambulances all out there. There was a big fight going on, so I didn't get the notification right away regarding this. Usually I'm checking it throughout the day, so thank you to my sister for keeping vigil and watching out for this stuff and letting me know so I can bring it to you guys. Okay, so there is an order staying the case against Lori. Now, apparently back on March 8th, the court under seal entered an order for competency evaluation pursuant to Idaho Code 18211 as to defendant Lori Noreen Vallow, aka Daybell, in case number CR 22-20838. The evaluation was ordered after the defendant's fitness to proceed was drawn into question by counsel. Pursuant to Idaho Code 1821112, this case was stayed from further proceedings pending a determination of the issue of the defendant's competency. Now, we all seen this happen with Letitia Stout, okay? Letitia went on to go for a second competency hearing, etc., etc. Well, this did not happen in this case. On March 8th, this was done under seal. So this is why we had no idea of it. It was not in the record. This order is in the record. It was just placed in the record today. Okay, so what does this mean? Thereafter, the court and counsel for the parties received the completed psychological assessment prepared by a licensed clinical psychologist who is qualified pursuant to Idaho Code 18-11 to perform such an assessment. The completed assessment determined that at this time the defendant is not competent to proceed and recommends restorative treatment. Okay, so what that means is the court is going to order her to a mental health facility where they are going to bring her up to competency standards, or they're going to try. Okay, the court has now been advised that the state contests the finding of the report. Therefore, the court will schedule a hearing on the issue pursuant to Idaho Courts 18-12, and the stay in this case remains in effect pending determination of the issue of competency. So the prosecutors have contested the findings of this report. Okay, so there will be a hearing on this. Okay, so what does this all mean? Well, I'm going to go over that. Let me just get this out. Okay, so right now, she went for a psychological assessment. The psychiatrists, psychological experts that did the competency evaluation on her found that she was not found competent to stand trial. What does that mean? Okay, there's only two ways that you can be found incompetent to stand trial. Okay, one is that Lori doesn't understand the nature and object of the proceedings against her. And in order to meet this standard, the defendant cannot have even like a minimal understanding of her role, okay, in whatever she is charged with. In this case, she's charged with multiple things, dating right back to not producing the kids, and then her part in when they found the bodies, and now in these first-degree murder charges. So in order for her to be found incompetent, she cannot even have a minimal understanding of her role as a defendant to these charges. Okay? And also, like, she's not supposed to be able to understand like the penalties that she's facing as a result of being charged with the crimes that she's been charged with. Okay? Like a defendant who does not understand the nature and the object of the proceedings against herself is typically someone with extremely low intelligence, or suffers some kind of significant psychosis or something along them lines. Okay, I don't find that with Lori at all. The lengths and the schemes that she went to hide what she did. Okay, I'm not watching chat right now, you guys. I am, but I'm just trying to put this out there for you guys in a way that you can understand what's going on for those who don't really understand the criminal justice system and how things like this work. Okay, the second thing that she could be found incompetent because of is the inability to assist her defense, like in a rational manner. We have not seen her being irrational like Letitia has tried to play, for instance. Okay, and in order to meet that standard, she has to be unable to do things like discuss the charges and what she's been accused of with her attorney, or understand where the police or prosecutors or whatever have gotten their facts, or can't rationally make decisions regarding things like plea offers or stuff like that, or deciding whether she's going to testify or not testify, stuff like that. So bottom line is somebody who can't assist in their defense. I don't see, and I agree with the prosecutor fighting this, because I don't see that. We seen how she spoke with Melanie Gibb, other things that were shown after she was arrested. the teachings that she taught and things that she said to people. You know, it's just, I don't see where they get, she doesn't have a basic understanding. Okay. And to be classified as incompetent, you can't even have a minimal understanding of your role in this. So I don't know how it is in the US for the requirements to be considered incompetent, but I know by the standards we go by here in Canada, I don't see how anybody could have found her incompetent unless she's, I mean, she could be a very good actress too, just like Letitia Stout. What? You know? Okay, so I don't know. I don't know what's going on about that. Do you guys have any questions about that? Christy Lee says, a break. How? Because she got caught and arrested and can't be free from to roam or dye her hair. Excuse me, you guys. Even in a case where she has some kind of mental breakdown or whatever, she understands what's going on. She knows why she's there. She knows why she's been charged. And I mean, there's enough information that she has gotten to this point, with all these frivolous motions and everything else. Like, she has to okay all this stuff, right? So being that, like, one of the things is she can't assist in her defense, I think she had a big hand in a lot of that. Now, I still think she's going to flip on Chad. Okay? So, Justice Seeker said Arizona charged Lori with Charles's murder. I don't know about that. I have not heard about that. So, I'm not going to discuss that unless I see it. Justice Seeker, I appreciate that information. I will look into it, and if I can validate it and verify it, then I will discuss it. I tried to, oh, just now? Okay, give me a second. Okay, I'm just reading this, you guys, and if this is legit, I will put it up on screen for you. Yes, I do believe that they killed Alex. Okay, I'm going to share this. Thank you very much for that. Justice Seeker, thank you. I'm going to share this. Okay, you guys, so here it is here. I'm going to blow this up a bit. Okay, so what this is saying right here, Chandler, Arizona, following the announcement of murder charges against Lori Vallow and Chad Daybell in Idaho this week, the Chandler Police Department announced on Thursday the recommendation of additional charge against Vallow. A spokesman for the Chandler Police Department says a charge of conspiracy to commit first-degree murder for the 2019 death of Charles Vallow, Lori's former husband, was submitted to the Maricopa County Attorney's Office on April 1st. Police say MCAO is reviewing the submitted charge and will decide whether to move forward. Okay, they haven't laid the charge yet, but they are. It's being reviewed. It's been submitted, and they're going to decide whether to move forward with prosecution. It says Charles Vallow was shot and killed by Lori's brother Alex Cox in Chandler on July 2019, at the time, Cox claimed self-defense. He never faced charges due to his death several months later. And you can see here that they could face the death penalty. Okay, so right now, I guess it looks like there could be charges coming for Lori regarding Charles's death too, which to me would be great. So there's a lot going on, you guys, and now that there's a stay in Lori's charges, that changes everything. You know what I mean? Instead of putting my name on the chart, put Joseph Smith. Huh? Harriet says, I want to write both of them in jail. Instead of putting my name on the return address, put Joseph Smith. Yes, I don't know what's going to be going on there, you guys. Let me just check through the comments here. DJ, yeah, we are, it looks like we're going to be getting hit too. Cindy says, can I do a read on Alex soon? We will see. I don't know what I would do a read on Alex. Oh, maybe I will. Maybe I will group it with a read on what's going on now. Okay, so Vicky H says, when the courts make these competent regarding other people making the decisions, they have medical background. Yes, they're psychiatrists and psychologists. Okay, so people are asking what is going to happen now. Okay, so obviously, before I just read thinking about the new charges thing regarding Charles, I went over the two reasons that they could stay the charges right now against Lori, and that this is what they did. And one of them is because she's incompetent to stand trial. Now, I don't see in either of those requisitions that are needed where she is incompetent to stand trial. So what happens now? Okay, so even though that she's been found incompetent to stand trial and there's been a stay, okay, that doesn't mean that she's not going to be no longer prosecuted for the crimes for which she's charged with. Okay, so like being found incompetent to stand trial means something very different than being found not criminally responsible, and you get like somebody not criminally responsible because they had some kind of issue, like some kind of psychosis or mental health problem excuse me, going on around the times that like the murders were committed. And in my opinion anyway, I don't see anything that shows that she had any form of mental illness when these crimes were committed. Okay, so once she was found to be incompetent to stand trial, they issued the stay in proceedings against her. Okay, now what that means now is she's going to be sent to treatment at some kind of psychiatric hospital, which is going to be, there'll probably be like a forensic area of hospitals. I know here, if you're sent for evaluations or you're not criminally responsible due to being insane and stuff like that, they have psychiatric hospitals with sections of the hospital that are under lock and key, like you're almost like in a jail, but you got a comfy bed and you got you can wear your own street clothes and you get better meals type thing. Okay, so she can be sent for treatment for up to 15 months. Okay, and what they're going to do after 6 months, they're going to ask for or whatever the judge is going to set. I generally say usually 6 months, but it could be 3 months. It could be whatever the judge is going to decide. What's going to happen being sent for treatment is they're going to attempt to make them competent to stand trial. I think she already is. I think this is a big game, and that's why I'm glad the prosecutor is fighting this, because if she can carry this on, this could go on indefinitely. Now, generally, somebody can't carry on how can I say it, this act or act incompetent for very long. They slip up, and they're good. She's going to be watched 24/7. Okay. So I know here in Canada, they have up to 15 months to administer treatment to make them competent. And once they are then found fit to stand trial, they're returned to the court system and they've got to enter a plea. So it's not that these charges are ever going to go away. Right now, they're just being stayed against her because some psychiatrist said she's unfit, she's incompetent to stand trial. I believe that the prosecution is now going to get their own evaluation done. So there probably is going to be a second evaluation done, and it's going to be at the prosecutor's request, because I, like myself, and this is my opinion only, I don't know how she ever got an incompetency evaluation that says she's incompetent. So Amanda says, I think Chad was there when they killed Charlie. We don't know, right? We don't know. There's been a lot of talk about that. And if you think about that, you guys, I don't know if Chad was there, but let's take that, since you mentioned it, Nana, into some context here. When Charles Vallow was killed, there was 4 people there. There was JJ, Tylee, Charles, and Lori. Only one is still alive. Okay. Recap, Stacy. There's been a stay of the proceedings against Lori Vallow. I'm not going to go all through it again. I've explained it in great detail. She's been found incompetent to stand trial. If you want to go back and rewatch the beginning of this, I go through the explanation of, after I read everything on the court file documents, I do explain what that means and where do things go next. So she's going to be put into some kind of center for forensic psychiatry. Okay. It's going to be well guarded. It's going to be an area of a hospital that is under strict lock and key. And it's basically an area of a psychiatric hospital or forensic psychiatry center that a lot of people who are arrested and held with no bond go to, and they are watched over very closely. So that's what this is about. So if there's not any more questions, you guys, I'm going to leave it at that. I'm going to be watching very closely for that hearing that will be coming, because the prosecution is gonna fight this. So I see the prosecution asking for their own competency hearing, and we'll see where it goes from there. Okay, again, Des, thank you for bringing this to my attention. I was tied up with other things happening outside of my house, just down the street a bit. So I wasn't paying attention to the court dockets. So with that, you guys, like I said, if anything does come in any of the cases, I will jump on a live for you guys. Also, I think at 6 o'clock, you guys, I will be in the WebEx meeting regarding Barry Morphew. That is coming at 6 o'clock. I'm not allowed to stream it. So what I will be doing is I will be watching it and giving you a play-by-play in the comment section of the live as to what is going on. How does that sound? Or do you guys just want a recap once I'm done watching it? It's up to you. So for the 27 people who have decided to stay around to the end of this live, I'm going to leave it in your hands. Do you want me to have you guys on a live and give you, I can't stream it, so you won't be able to see or hear it, but I can watch it and then give you guys a play-by-play as to what is going on. Or I can watch it all and give you guys a recap. Which would you guys prefer? Let me know in the comments. And whichever one gets the most comments, then that's the one I would do. Recap? You just want to recap? Thank you, Stacy. Thank you, Stacy. Oh, I love it. Just don't get into trouble. Well, Willow's being very careful with these Zooms and WebExes. Okay, so it looks like you guys just want to recap afterwards. So what I will do is I will do a recap. I will watch the proceeding, and I will do a recap in the community section as a post. So I won't jump on live to do a recap. I will just give you the lowdown after I watch it. Okay? And yes, I will try not to get into trouble. Okay, so recap it is. Recap it is. I will watch it. I don't expect it to go very long, but what I am excited to listen for, you guys, is to see if the probable cause affidavit is going to be released. They only had to today. The last time it was asked to be released, the prosecution did not object, but Barry's lawyer did. And the judge gave 7 days for the defense to be able to go over it before he makes a decision on whether it's going to be released or not to the public. So that is what I am anxious to hear. So with Lori going on, I'm watching for the next, I'm going to touch wood. I'm watching for the next ball to drop with the Letitia Stout case. There hasn't been anything filed or happening there, so I'm waiting for the shoe to drop there too. So I have been checking them more often during the day, and I had just checked not long before Des sent me this information to see if anything had been filed with Lori and Chad, and once my sister sent me that message, I checked, and boom, there was the new paperwork showing us that the charges against Lori Vallow have been stayed at this point. So, which means they are not going to proceed right now with the charges that she is facing. They are stayed, and until we get some kind of outcome or resolve regarding this competency hearing. And like I said, I believe the prosecution will be asking for a second competency hearing. Okay, so until later on tonight, you guys, I will do that post once Barry's case is done. I will post in the community tab on my YouTube channel and let you know exactly what happened in his hearing and what was said. And I am anxious, I don't know if you guys are, but I'm very anxious to see if they are going to keep his probable cause affidavit under seal or if they're going to release it to us. So I will let you guys know that all tonight after his hearing. Like I said, I'm not allowed to stream it. So I will make a post regarding that, and I'm going to keep a close eye on this Lori Vallow with her charges being stayed. Okay? So thank you, Des, for popping in. I appreciate you. Love you, sis. Love each and every one of you. Thank you for being here and for your constant support. And until next time, please take care of yourselves and each other. Bye-bye for now.